So let we shall start. Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavato Sahano Bhunakto Sahaveryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhetamastu ma vidvisavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gurubhyo Namaha. Sankaram Sankaracharyam Kesavam Badarayanam Sutrabhasakritau Vande Bhagavanto Punaha Punaha. Isaragurratmete Murti Veda Vibhagine Vimabhadvyatkadeháya Siddhakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. So today we are going to speak about Yoga Vasishtha. Yoga Vasishtha. Yoga Vasishtha, one of the supreme yoga, yoga of the super consciousness, and it was discourse between Guru Vasishtha and Lord Rama. It was discourse between Lord Rama, the student, and Guru Vasishtha is a teacher. So Yoga Vasishtha is discourse between Guru and disciples about enlightenments. And last time we had studied very good sutras about the prana and the death. Today we are going to speak about about the liberation and how we can free from the ignorance, the avidya. They say, what is the purpose of liberation? What is the purpose of moksha? And how one can free from the avidya, the sufferings. It's a jiva jivo. Jiva jivo bhavetasya yati chittam achittatam. Vichara adityavi vidyayantu moksha ityavidhiyate. Jiva jivo bhavetesu yati chintam achittatam. Vichara adi eva vidyayantu moksha ityavidhiyate. They say that is known as moksha or the liberation when ignorance ceased to the self-inquiry. When the jiva becomes no jiva instantly, the mind becomes no mind. It means when a person became liberation and free from the avidyas, the ignorance which cause of our suffering is the samsara as miseries in the samsara. And that time one can realize the jiva became no jiva, or the mind became no mind. Because that time one experience the pure knowledge of Atma, and Jivatma, the mind, is understood is the part and parcel of the Atma. The Jivatma and the mind has no power once you are free from the ignorance, and that is the liberation. Since the ego sense, etc., are but like water in the mirage, they cease when the light of inquiry is direct to them. In this connection of O Rama, that already I speak a little bit last time, O Rama, listen to the following inspiring and enlightening questions asked by a vampire. They said very interesting, since the ego nation, etc., are but like the water in the mirage, and they cease when the light of inquiry is direct to them. When you go to the desert, you see there's water, that's a mirage. Mirage means like miracle or mirage. But when you get the real light, when you close to the mirage, and there is no water. So similarly, when you are going to enlightenment, the Atma Jnana, so actually you are going to understood there is no Jivatma at all, there is no mind at all. Due to our ignorance, we see the water in the desert as a mirage, right? So we see, but like the water in the mirage, similarly, and you are going to understood, actually I have no mind and I have no Jivatma, but it is the realization of the moksha. Then what happened? In this connection, O Rama, means Vasishtha talking to Lord Rama, O Rama, listen to the following inspiring and enlightening questions asked by vampire. Vampire, you know, vampire means a vampire. Vampire. It is like a dead body coming out of the dead body. It's called pisach. It's like a dead body. Understand? The spirit. Vampire. V-A-M-P-I-R-E. Vampire means is kind of a dead body. You understand? It's like a ghost. You get me?
Vampire.
A vampire, yeah. They say their lives is vampire in the Vindhya forest. Vindhya forest is actually in Himalayas. They're called Vindhya also. Once it enters a certain territory, desires and appeasing its hunger, means their duty to kill the others and eat. You understand? So this can dead body, the vampire, their duty and to kill to others human being. They killing them. They also drink their blood. Desires are appeasing its hunger. However, it would not kill anyone even when it was hungry. It would not kill anyone even when it was hungry, unless the victim deserves such treatment. Finding no such persons in the forest, he entered a city and met the king. So, very interesting. The vampire say, actually, he not going to kill anyone if the person not deserve it. A person not deserve it. But generally, the duty of vampire to kill anyone. But same time, he say that if a person not deserve it, and he can kill to no one. But what happened? Finding no such person in the forest. Then finally, this vampire work out there is no one actually deserve to be killed, even he was hungry. Even he was hungry. It's very interesting that means we do many things in life if you deserve that. If you deserve to find the, if you deserve to go to hell, you will go to hell. If you deserve to go to heaven, you can go to heaven. If you deserve to be moksha, you can moksha. If you deserve to have liberation, you will have liberations. So Vampire asked, and finally, he did not find no one to eat and to kill. After that, he entered the city and he met the king. This is said by Vasishtha. Then Vampire asked to the king, "O king, I shall not kill you, but I shall not kill you and eat you unless you deserve it." Vampire asked to the king, "I'll not kill you, I'll not eat you unless you deserve it. You are the ruler and you fulfill the wishes of the needy. Pray, fulfill my desire." You say, you are the ruler. You fulfill the wishes of the citizens. Citizens. Pray, fulfill my desire. I shall ask you a few questions. Give me correct answers to them. So Vampire asks to the king. And we must understand what kind of king must be. So Vampire here seems a pisacha, a king must be, I think a dharmic king must be. So let we shall see. Let we shall see what they try to ask. What is that son of particles? The Vampire asks, what is that? Son, the particles of whose rays are these inverses? In what might, when does this might space manifest? One goes from one dream to the another dream and infinitum. 8. One does not abandon the self. Though constantly avoiding the dream reality. What is the self? The stem of a banana tree, when it is opened, reveals layer after layer until you reach the peach. You see, when opening the stem of the bananas, opening second, third, fourth, fifth is very interesting. We saw that already. In our garden, we have banana garden in the whole Uttarakhand, in the Himalayas. Then what is that subtle essence when this world appearance is similarly according to, of which atom are the inverses themselves, miniature atoms, in what formless rock are the three worlds hidden, like an unsculpted figure in rock? Answer these questions. If you do not, you certainly deserve to be eaten by me. So here, very interesting that the vampire, Atmananda Pevrian, vampire, he asks the questions to the king. He actually asked very deep questions, very deep questions. The question is, what is that son, the particles whose rays are these inverses? In that might, when it does this might space manifest. One goes from one dream to another infinite, yet one does not abandon the self. Though the constantly abandoning the dreamy reality, what is that self? And then he asks, the stem of banana tree, when it is opened, reveals layer after layer until you reach the peach. What is that subtle essence when the world appearance is similarly according to, of which atom are the inverse themselves minute atoms, in what formless rock are the three worlds hidden, like unsculpted and figure in a rock? Answer these questions. So let us see what king answers. If he cannot give the answers, so the vampire is going to eat it. Very interesting. O vampire, this inverse are once involved by a series of coverings. Actually, this story is taught by the Vasishtha to the Lord Rama, right? So this is the story. between the vampire and king. So Guru Vasishtha, he tried to give some answer to Lord Rama. It is called psychological answers, right? So through the stories. O vampire, this inverse was once involved by a series of coverings, even as a fruit is involved by its skin. There was a branch on which there were thousands of such fruits. There was a tree with thousands of such branches, a forest with thousands of such trees, a hill with thousands of such forests, a country with thousands of such hills, a continent with thousands of such countries, a sphere with thousands of such continents, an ocean with thousands of such spheres, a being with thousands of such oceans within him, and a supreme person who were thousands of such beings. As a garland, there is a sun, in whose rays thousands of such supreme persons are found. That sun is illumines all. That sun is the sun of consciousness. O vampire, in that light of that sun, this universe are but minute atomic particles. It is because of the light of that sun that all these other phenomena enumerated appear to be real. So these are the answers of the king what vampire asks. But again, the king keep continuing also. They say Kala Satta. Say Kala Satta, Nava Satta, Spanda Satta, Chachinmai, Sudha, Chetana Satta, Cha Sarvam Yatavi Pavanam, Parama Atman, Hawaii Hurajah, Surati Chanchalam. The king said, the supreme self sign, a just particle substance, the supreme self sign as a dust particle substances concept or relative realities known as time, space, and motion, which are conscious movement in and out conscious is the pure intelligence. The self of the Brahman through appearing in a migrate from one dream world to another does not in fact abandon its own essential nature, nor it's ever ignorant of itself. So again, the keep continuing the answers. So king say that what the self or the Brahman to appearing in to migrate from one dream to another, one dream world to another does not in fact abandon in its essential nature, nor it is ever ignorant of itself. So what does that mean here? This say the dream actually moving to one to another, but the self still remain there. Even as when the stem of banana is peeled, every layer as it is peeled up reveals another similar layer. When this world appearance is inquired into, it is seen as none other than the Brahman. This Brahman is referred to positively as the truth, Brahman, etc. The sense it is beyond description, it is also negatively indicated as emptiness and indescribable. Whatever is experienced as real is the reality, though it is particular form to put together by experience. It is not but a pure consciousness, even as the banana stem is nothing, but banana stem has every layer of its identical nature. The self is considered to be atomic in nature because it is extremely subtle and intangible. It since the self alone is. It is the infinite and it is the very root of the entire existence. So it is formless, the appearance in all forms. The world appearance is but the place in which the truth, which is pure consciousness, clutched. So these are the answers the king giving to the vampire about all the questions. But we need to actually to listen very carefully to understand the proper answers. So these are the question answers. Then Vasishtha is still continuing where he left about Jiva Jiva Bhavantuha Yati Chinmachitam. He said that the moksha liberation comes when a cessation of the ignorance is there. It's a liberation when ignorance ceased through self-inquiry. When the jiva becomes no jiva instantly, and when the mind becomes no mind, since the egonessness, but like water in the mirage. So what I mean, we saw, so these are the questions still keep continuing. So vampire, it is a simple give certain examples. You see how we can understand the self. So he tried to and give answers. The king tried to give answers to the vampire. So whatever happening at the end of the day is everything is the happening because of the supreme consciousness. Even dreams after dream, but self is there. Even banana tree, you feeling one after one after one, but essence is there. So that is the Brahman. So essence of whatever happening in a life, and there is Brahman, and that is the higher consciousness. But that is only we can see when we are coming out of the ignorance. Then we can experience the pure consciousness. So again, they see that the self is considered to be atomic nature because it is extremely subtle and intangible. Yet, since the self alone is, it is the infinite and it is the very root of the entire existence. So whatever is exists, and the root cause of existence is the self, the Atman, the pure consciousness. Then Vasishtha continuing, he said, having heard the answers from the lips of the king, the vampire became silent and deeply contemplating, and it forget its great hunger and enter into profound meditation. The profound meditation. So what that mean here? The vampire was asking many questions to the king, and king tried to give answers. So whatever happening, all are due to pure consciousness. So that time the vampire actually forgot his hunger. So that means he tried to forget his jivatma. Forget even not jivatma, even he have no jivatma, there is a mind only. So vampire is they are not coming with the physical body, they are coming with a kind of subtle body. So then vampire became meditated. So here, what I mean here, so meditation, daily regular meditations is not about to add the rituals. Daily meditation not a kind of duty, but daily meditation going to help you how to integrate the consciousness of Atman and merge with the Brahman, and how to free from Jivatma and to experience and the pure consciousness. And you are experiencing that pure conscious Atma, so naturally you are merged with the Brahman, the absolute consciousness, and liberation takes place, or moksha is attained. So in this concept, so the vampire enter into meditations. Thus have I told you, O Rama, the tale of a vampire which illustrates the truth concerning the subtle infinite consciousness. The universe is but an envelope or a veil of this consciousness. So whatever is the samsara, so samsara is the veil of this the supreme consciousness, and it is rent asunder by a diligent inquiry into its real nature. It is in the fact that real at the body of the vampire. Rama, expand the mind with the mind. Rama asked, Rama, expand the mind with the mind. Remain at peace within yourself. Seeing the one infinite being in all, like the king Bhagiratha, you will achieve the impossible if you are able to remain firm in your knowledge of the truth and you engage yourself in appropriate action in your life, characterized by effortless experiencing of the natural course of events. So, and they still keep continuing and also keep continuing. Then we can understand later. So you can see that it is all about the self-knowledge. It's all about how we can free from the ignorance of Vidya. Then we can experience that the supreme consciousness or the self-consciousness. Then Vasishtha again say, at Rama's request, Vasishtha narrated the following stories. Again, he tried to have some stories. They say, Ena Prapatena Loka Pinina Prapayam Avasyate Tat Pratam Suktatam Manyasesam Karma Visuchika. So this is Sutta number 17. And before what I say that, starting the Sutta number 1. And that is keep continuing. And still I not find out the proper textbook to recommend it systematically. And once I find, I have to check properly. They say at Rama's request, Vasishtha narrated the following story. Once upon a time, there was a king named Bhagiratha who was devoted to dharma. You know, the Bhagiratha, the king, actually who brought the mother Ganga to this planet. To this planet. Actually, Mother Ganga, she was in the heaven. So Bhagiratha, the king, he did big tapasya and to invite Mother Ganga to flow in this planet, in the earth. Because Mother Ganga need to liberate so many people. And Mother Ganga also has kind of, they have some kind of course. And so also that is another reason. And Mother Ganga has to come to this planet also as well. Due to her love story. That is big story of Mother Ganga. So Mother Ganga is the daughter of some kind of a celestial, she was kind of celestial girl, Gandharva, Kanya. So that king, it was a big swayamvar, big meetings. Then it was the time the Mother Ganga, she was falling in love of another man, a king. That time is not possible the Mother Ganga to marry him because it's not the same kind of, how say, not the caste and someone else. So therefore the king, the father giving her course. So you are falling in love, so you must and born in the and go to the earth. So that is some kind of story there. But somehow therefore Mother Ganga come to the earth. Also she marry another king also. And there is a son like Bhisma and so on, many stories. So therefore Bhagiratha is the king and great king, the time of Mahabharata also as well. He gave the liberal gifts. He gave liberal gifts to the pious and holy ones, and he was terror to the evil doers. He worked tirelessly to eradicate the very causes of poverty. When he was the company of the holy ones, his heart melted devotion. Bhagiratha brought the holy river Ganga from the heavens down to the earth. In this he had to encounter great difficulties and propitiated the gods Brahma and Shiva, also says Janahu. In all this he suffered frequent frustrations and disappointments. He too was endowed with discrimination and dispassion even at an early age. O Rama, one day while remaining alone he reflected thus. So this is the stories that are given by Vasishtha, and Vasishtha tried to speak about self-enlightenment to Lord Rama through these stories about the life history of King Bhagiratha. Then this Bhagiratha brought the holy river Ganga from the heavens down to the earth. In this he had to encounter great difficulties and propitiated the gods Brahma and Shiva, also the sage Janahu. In all this, he suffered frequent frustrations and disappointments. He too was endued with the discrimination and dispassion even at an early age. So it seems the king Bhagiratha, he was already has the Vairagya. He had the Vairagya in order to do tapasya. O Rama, one day while remaining alone, he reflected thus: this worldly life is really essenceless and stupid. Day and night chase each other. People repeat the same meaningless actions again and again. I regard only that as a proper actions which leads to the attainment beyond which there is nothing to be gained. The rest is repeated, full excretion, as in cholera. He approaches his guru, Tritala, and prayed, Lord, how can one put an end to this sorrow and to old age, fate, delusions which contribute to repeated birth here? So the Bhagiratha, he tried to ask to his guru, and is known as a Kritala. Then he sees that how we can going to end the life of samsara, the age, the death, the illusions, the delusion, the confusions, the doubts, the ignorance of Vidya, and not to have a repeated rebirth again. So Triphala, say Tritala, not Triphala, Tritala. Tritala is the guru of Bhagiratha. Sorrow ceases. All the bondages are rent asunder and doubts are dispelled when one is fully established in the equanimity of the self for a long time. When the perception of division has ceased, and when there is the experience of fullness through the knowledge of that which is to be known. What is to be known? It is the self which is pure and which is of the nature of pure consciousness, which is omnipresent and eternal. So Tiritala tried to giving explanations to the attainment, about liberations. And when you attain the pure consciousness, so naturally, and one can maintain the equanimous of the mind every moment of the life. Equanimous of the mind, not only when you meditate for 1 hour or sitting in meditation, right? And you meditate for half an hour, or 45 minutes, or 1 hour, or 10 minutes. Maybe you are equanimous. That is very good. But that doesn't mean that 1 hour meditation leads to the Brahmagyan or Atmagyan. No. The equanimous of the mind need to be established moment to moment of our life. Either you meditate, either the asanas, or pranayama, or your samsara, whatever you do. Whatever you do. So, and every moment of your life need to be maintain equanimous of the mind. The equanimous of the mind is all about awareness, is all about consciousness. That consciousness, that awareness is going to help you, is going to lead you all the way to attain that pure consciousness Atman. And that is what the Guru said to the Bhagiratha. Bhagiratha asked, I know that the self alone is the real, and the body are not the real. But it is, how is that? It is not perfectly clear to me. So Bhagiratha asked to the Guru, I understand, Guruji. I understand the self is real. The body not real, I understand. But how it is? Understand? Here the Bhagirath tried to little bit shout to the Guru. You know, sometimes many disciples say, I know Guruji everything. Guruji, I know everything. But problem is I'm still suffering. I know everything, Guruji. The God is real, the Atman is real, the Brahman is real, I know. And my body is not real, my wife is not real, my sons are, but still I'm suffering. So how can I understand? How to free from my suffering, life of stress and strain and all these things. So, and then he again say that, how it is that? It's not perfectly clear to me. Self is real, fine, but how this Atma is not real, it's not very clear to me. Bhagirath asked to the Guru. Tritala again said, such intellectual knowledge is not knowledge. Very interesting, note this. So Tritala said to the Bhagiratha, such intellectual knowledge is not knowledge. That means when you say, Guruji, I know myself is eternal, the Brahman is real, God is real, I know the what is real, I know the God, I know the Shiva, I know the real, right? My body, Jivatma, is not real, I know I'm going to die, right? I know my wife, my children, my house, one day going to dissolve. I also die, I will be old, everything. But it's not clear to me. So he tried to explain the Guruji. Tritala tried to explain it. Such intellectual knowledge is not knowledge. So when you only experience only intellectual, is nothing. Therefore, always I say to everyone, intellectual, whatever I'm teaching, it is intellectual informations. And you call it knowledge, you call it wisdom, and you call it liberation. It means you know everything. It's useless. It's nonsense. No useless, it's called useless. Useless means useless. Intellectual knowledge about Brahmajnana is a useless nonsense. That always I said to the people. And people sometimes they try to sometimes argue me logically when they come to my ashram. I say, please don't waste your time. You know everything, please, very nice. Please go ahead. I need to work my garden, I need to clean my floor, and like that. I need to cook. So that is for me real. So what I mean here, look. Then Tritala said, on attachment to the wife, son and house, equanimity in pleasure and pain, love of solitude, being firmly established in self-knowledge. This is knowledge. All else in ignorance. Only when the ego sense is thinned out does this self-knowledge arise. So what I mean here, so on attachment to the wife, son, house, and make always balance of the mind. It means you don't say that you have to renounce your wife and son and daughters like that. No. You say that to have dispassion, to have no attachment to them. It doesn't mean you have to separate them. Like a monk. Monk, they renounce everything, they stay in the monastery. But here Guru Tritala say that it's not like that. You simply not, you have to perform your duty and whatever has to be done and done. For your wife you do, whatever daughter, whatever family, whatever you do, but not to be attached, not to be involved. What does mean to separate them? No, you're supposed not to separate from wife and children, your beloved. No, no separation physically. But you have to learn how to balance, how to maintain the balance of the mind, equanimous of the mind between pain and pleasure, while you are continuing the life in the samsara, in the family, in the society, in the material world. After that, say, love of solitude to be maintained and being firmly established in the self-knowledge. So then, if you are maintaining the equanimous of the mind, whatever happens in your life, either it's bad things or good things, that alone leads to love, that alone leads to the liberation or the self-knowledge of the Atma Jnana. And this is knowledge, all else is ignorance. So what I mean here? So whatever you are experiencing is called ignorance. But does mean here Guru say that you throw your wife out of the house because ignorance is a vidya, is not exist. It's not like that. Tritala say that you have to find out because ignorance leading us sufferings and miseries. So that the ignorance you have to be free, right? But you have to maintain, perform your duty with the balance of the mind, equanimous of the mind, whatever you do in the samsara. Am I clear? So the key practice of these sutras and Vasishtha, the Guru Tritala explaining to the Bhagiratha, but the story taught by Vasishtha to the Lord Rama as a Vedantic perspectives. And you already know Vasishtha as a human being, and he was a great guru after Lord Narayan, after God. He was the first human being and who taught the Brahmajnana, Brahmajnana, and that the generation, the lineage starts. I say Narayanam Padvabhavam Vasishtham Saktim ta Tataputra Parasaram cha Vyasam Sukam Vyasadev, written all kind of Vedas. So that is the Gurus are names. So Tritala say that. Then after that, Bhagavad said, since this ego sense is firmly established in this body, how can it be uprooted? It's okay. I understand now. I need equanimity of the mind. I need to know attachment to my wife and children. That is fine. But I understand the law of solitude and believe in the self and to experience that pure knowledge. But how I can get out all ego things? They see that since the ego sense is firmly established in this body, so ego is the part of our body, our nature of the personality. But how to be free this? How can it be uprooted? Tirthala replied, by self-efforts and by resolutions or resolutely turning away from the pursuit of pleasure, and by the resolute breaking down of the prison house of same false dignity. If you are abandon all this and remain firm, the ego sense will be vanished, and you will be realized that you are the supreme being. So again they try say that. So Tirthala explaining. So how do we can free from the all kind of ego and establish in the supreme consciousness? This simple thing is you have the proper resolutions, you have the proper self efforts. Then you are turning away from the all kind of pleasures, all kind of pleasures. Then what happening? The resolution breaking down to the prison house. You say prison house of the same false dignity. So whatever you are experiencing through the ego, it is nothing but the false identifications. Once you realize I am a Jivatma, I am the mind. But if I experience my mind and Jivatma is functioned by the Atma, the supreme consciousness. So it means there is no mind, there is no Jivatma, and there is no I-ness, there is no ego. Because you understand, actually I am not Jivatma and I am no mind. So how can I have the ego? And that you can be free, your ego. As the Jivatma, as a mind also. I'm a mind, I'm a Jivatma, I'm Swami Samarpan, or I'm Siva, I'm Kali, whatever. But then you have to understand, because I am Swami Samarpan because of my Atman, not the Jivatma, because of the supreme consciousness. And that need to be experience that need to be realized. So this the consciousness of Atma one can realize only when you have good efforts and good resolution, good sankalpa, and keep continue your sadhanas and keep continue sadhana that help you to get out of your false identifications as the ego. It's I. This I and ego will be finished, will be free, and once we attain that supreme consciousness. But that what we speak all the time, right? But it's a different perspective. So we study yogic perspectives. Atma, I would say, if you want to study all kind of Vedanta, they put in different terminologies, different sutras, right? But they talk about all things, how to be enlightenment, right? How to free from avidya in different stories. Even you study Tattva Bodha, right? So these are the sadhanas. So you can take as a sadhana. So already I'm out of the time now, only 5-10 minutes. So, and still Vasishtha and keep continuing and followed by the sutras, still not stops. So the sutras are reply to the Bhagiratha and that story followed by the Guru Vasishtha to Lord Rama, and still Vasishtha keep continuing the teachings about the self-knowledge and time to time, and still the questions will arise, many stories will arise, and so on there. So it's very interesting, and I just give a question mark for next time. So Lord Rama asking to the Guru Vasishtha, O sage, how is it possible that the couple who live together as husband and wife in one age is born again to be husband and wife in a later age? You have questions. You see that one says, how is possible? How is it possible that the couple who live together as husband and wife in one age, means one life, is born again to be husband and wife in a later age or next life? So that the questions. Very interesting that. So today, not I'm going to give answers. So let us wait for the next week. Very interesting that. So if you have any other questions, please let me know. Any questions, anyone? No questions. So we can conclude. If no questions, let you think about it, whatever I speak, and we can have a silent meditation for 2 minutes. So let's sit down. Everyone, just silent. Close your eyes. Then we can have Santipat. And you may chant Om Mantra 3 times with me, then silent. Then I will pray for the end of this section. Silence for 2 minutes. Om Sankaram Sankaracharyam Isavam Badarayanam Sutrabhasakritau Vandi Bhagavanto Punaha Punaha Iswara Gurunavadvatati Dachinamurtaye Namaha Om Shanti 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 Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Om Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. So may Gurudev Vasishtha, Lord Rama, bless us to experience that pure self-knowledge where we all are can free from the suffering miseries and attain the moksha, the final liberations. Thanks to all of you. Hari Om Tat Sat.